Warhammer with Sheeb here, bringing you a battle report. This time, I've got Dark Elf on Dark Elf action. We're playing the Watchtower scenario, which is okay. I haven't played it in a while. It could work in my favor, and it could work horribly against me. So here we are, 2,400 points, and let's go down the lists. On my left flank, I got 10 Doomfire Warlocks, 2 Bolt Throwers, 10 Dark Shards, Master on a Pegasus. Actually, I think that's a Dreadlord on a Pegasus. Inside this block over here, I have 36 Executioners. Inside them is a Death Hag on the Cauldron of Blood. Facing off from me, we have a unit of 10 Shades, we have a unit of 5 Dark Riders, and we have a big unit of Dark Shards as well. His Master on a Pegasus, and his Repeater Bolt Thrower, and then his block of 30 Executioners. And you can see the tower is being garrisoned by 18 Witch Elves or so. So here's a look at the left side of the board. Let's go to the right side. We have some more Warlocks of his own. We have inside them Morathi, another unit, Reaper Bolt Thrower, my 10 Doomfire Warlocks, and another Reaper Bolt Thrower, and a horde of 40 Corsairs. Now, right off the bat, these lists look kind of similar. There's been some exchanges back and forth. My real game plan with my list is to have 2 heavy-hitting combat blocks, and Corsairs aren't really a heavy-hitting or a super awesome effective combat block, but being boosted with this spell from the bounce spell from the Cauldron of Blood, I hope to give them Frenzy, and bring them back to somewhat of a restoration of their former glory when they could take the Frenzy banner and they were actually pretty sweet. So let's get down to it. First turn, I do steal first turn, and we have a look at his left side of the board. My Corsairs make a charge into the building against the witches. This is going to be a lot of attacks against a lot of attacks, and he's poisoned and frenzied. So it's going to be pretty fair, but I've got an armor save. Doomfire Warlock scoot around the side to get behind those shades. Other Doomfire Warlocks get into a nice position to get rid of a Reaper Bolt Thrower early. And then we have the Cauldron of Blood marching up with the Executioners, the Master hiding behind it, not quite sure what to do with it. Now I know I can only assault 1 unit at a building at a time, and this is making it really difficult, because if I could combo charge that building, those witches would be dead. There we go. A strong Doom Bolt, just the regular one, kills off the Reaper Bolt Thrower. And in combat, we prepare to fight, and it's bloody. In the magic phase, I get off the bound spell Frenzy. My opponent, Wes, has 2 dice to dispel it. All he needs is a 3. What's he get? 2 ones. Counting myself super lucky, but that's just how it goes. Reaper Bolt Throwers shoot up on the Dark Riders, take down 3. Fantastic, they pass their panic. Warlocks do take some other casualties from some other Reaper Bolt Throwers, failing their ward save. Measuring a distance, I lose combat, but as you can see, I've only lost 6. And instead of taking off his Witch Elves, we just marked them with dice on his tray there. But I actually did a fair bit of damage back to him, probably 5 or 6 as well. So it was pretty even. That Frenzy spell really helped me, though. In his magic phase, he gets a couple. I think I soul blighted him during my magic phase, and that's just a look at the board. His turn, he charges into and makes an extremely large charge with his fast cav into my Bolt Throwers. Fantastic. And then we have his Morathi and Doomfire Warlock unit scooting over here. This is right where Wes apologizes for being about to do what he's about to do. You'll see in a second. I managed to win some magic shooting over here and cause the shades to retreat back here like so. The Master flies over here to engage my Doomfire Warlocks, not wanting 2 Warlocks behind his lines and taking out Bolt Throwers and charging things from the rear or flank. So good move on his part. Fantastic. My move, I attempt to charge the Executioners, and I couldn't. Word of Pain does go off on... Oh, sorry, this is his turn. Word of Pain goes off on the Corsairs. Oh, baby, don't do that. Surprise. Look ahead. Really hurts, and he gets Foss Protection off on his Witch Elves. Fantastic spell to get him just super buffed up. And as you can see, he puts the hurt on my Corsairs, really just devastating them. So good job for him. There we have a look at some of the board. He kills 2 Doomfire Warlocks. Shame. He overruns instead of reforming. So that's pretty good. He won the combat there. I fail on my turn the Executioner charge into his Executioners. I'm not quite sure what to do with my Master. But, back up a second. This is actually what he did in his magic turn, for which he apologized for. Morathi is here, and the Executioner block would have been here. And yeah, a big hex went down. The Black Horror shot right through. And that's what really devastated my Corsairs. Otherwise, I think I really had a chance against these Witch Elves. I mean, I outnumbered them almost 2-1, so it was only going to be a matter of time. And if it took 6 turns, I could have probably did it. Them not having a ward save or any kind of save is really hurting them. And the fact that they're only strength and tough 3. Okay. Doomfire Warlocks, I think I can punk this Master. I got a lot of poison attacks, and if I get a Soul Blight off, I could probably win combat. 1-up armor saves aren't that scary, are they? Of course they are. So I do charge my Dreadlord into his Dark Shards, figuring I'd have a good chance. I have 1-up rerollable as well, Cloak of Twilight. I'm going to do some hurt, and hopefully punk that Wizard. However, he has a Lordling in there, which he sends for my challenge. So fail, but that's alright. Doomfire Warlocks kind of reform like that to go and get a nice rear charge on the Executioners, or on a flank charge, or kind of reposition them to do whatever I need them to do. Those guys turn and reform to face, and I shoot off his 2 remaining Dark Riders. Fantastic. Doomfire Warlock gets shot up by this Reaper Bolt Thrower again. I think they lose only 1. The Vortex moves over here. He's getting dangerously close to my guys. More like there, actually. And in this combat, we think it's going well. I managed to put, I think, a wound on the single Master on a Pegasus. He's just going to hold them up. In combat, we have another combat that doesn't go my way. I get pushed back from the building. And I apologize for not showing how many witches are dead here, but there are a substantial amount of witches that are dead, but not as much as my Corsairs. We're marking them with dice, and these witches are a pain to rank up. So I do get Morathi and the Doomfire Warlocks in the side, and this is not going to go well for me. Hey, baby. He puts his Executioners to the side of my Dreadlord on a Pegasus. Thought about this. I figured it was okay. I am Swift Stride. I can get away. And my Executioners can charge him in the flank, which would be super combat bonus, plus a charge from the Cauldron. I could do this. Here's a look at the board. After combats, Corsairs do stick around, and we have the Executioners whittled down again. Sorry to actually mention again, they survived another Black Horror Vortex that went straight through their lines again, through the building as well, took out some witches, but I think only 1 died. Lucky. And I'm lucky to have this many Executioners still alive too, after surviving the 2 Vortexes the same way. But in combat, the Corsairs do break against the Witch Elves. And we have Morathi in their unit. We have Morathi in the unit facing this way. The Executioners, we got whittled down again. They're going to attempt to flank charge into the flank of those Executioners. Move up like that, and we have an amazing battle. My Pegasus flees, runs like there. They form up for ranks, which is good for him. I still can't kill this Pegasus, Master on a Pegasus. He managed to kill a few more Warlocks. And there's a look at the screen. Combo charge, Executioners and Warlocks into his Executioner block. Yeah, I only have, 11 or so, plus the Cauldron. But Doomfire Warlocks are no slouch in combat. Here we have a look at the board. This is my dead pile. Corsairs are fleeing. Blurry picture. I apologize. Here we have another look at the board. Word of Pain goes off. All my Executioners are gone. I do have my Cauldron still alive, and it is going to wreak havoc on those Executioners along with the Warlocks. However, he sticks, manages to kill my Executioners first because he lowers their initiative. So actually his Great Weapon guys get to go first, which is pretty fantastic for him. Not allowing my Executioners to attack back. His Warlocks and Morathi come into the side, and Morathi's also no slouch in combat. There's the Cauldron. Gonna put some hurt on BSB. I managed to do that. Cauldron breaks, runs, can't run it down. Morathi chooses not to run it down, and my Warlocks flee the heck out of there. Warlocks on Warlocks, they won that charge because they had Morathi and a flank. Then we have a look at the top of the board. It's not looking too well for my side of the Dark Elves. However, I do send in my master into the rear of his executioners. His shades are finally getting back into the game, trying to do something. His master finally breaks my Doomfire Warlock block up there. And we're back. I apologize for the baby, but life happens. Then we have his executioners turning to face my Dreadlord on a peg, and his master comes in there as well. That's not looking too good. Most importantly, his witch elves are still in the building, and I have nothing that can charge the building. Could have sent in my master. Might have been a really long charge. I don't know if I would have made it, or there was room. The Cauldron rallies and is looking them down for a rear charge. Fantastic. We do. He reforms the face, puts more attacks on the Cauldron. Punks the Death Hag on top, but the Cauldron's still running around, but not anymore. It's dead. His Doomfire Warlocks come up from behind. His master's there. His executioner's there. They're trying to kill my Dreadlord, and finally it happens, and this is the end of the game, with the Witch Elf still in the tower. Now, my thoughts on this list and the game overall is I really did not need to play Watchtower. If this were any other scenario, my list I think would have done really good, especially on a battle line, even Blood and Glory. Dawn Attack, heck, I don't care. I have 2 major combat blocks that we're going to destroy his combat blocks. Because what did he have? Just executioners. Everything else was shooting and warlocks. And I have more warlocks than he did. However, he out-magicked me hardcore. I didn't have a level 4. He had Morathi, essentially a level 5 wizard casting every turn, plus the D3. It was really difficult to cast and to combat, counter her magic. So the 2 warlocks being my only magic source, I thought would be alright, and it probably would be a good list, but not against Morathi. Thanks for watching, guys.